Hello everyone, I am Miss Neha Wagh, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany at ASC College, Ramananda Nagar, Burli. Today we are going to discuss about concept of flower as a modified shoot and the structure of a typical flower. These are the contents of our discussion. These includes introduction to the concept of flower as a modified shoot, structure of typical flowers, and functions of parts of the flower. So let's begin with the flower as a modified shoot. The flower is generally defined as a highly specialized reproductive shoot. That means flower is a condensed modified shoot. Flowers are developed on a stem or branch, either in terminal, that is on the top of the stem, or in the axillary, that means at the lateral position of the stem, or sometimes it can arise on even in extra axillary position. In the plant kingdom, the plants included in subkingdom Phanerogamia, that means the plants are flowering plants. The reproductive organs are in the form of reproductive structure that is known as flower. It is the most conspicuous structure in the angiospermic flower. Angiospermic plant. The flower is considered as conspicuous structure of plant because it attracts all the pollinators and because of its bright color. So what are the parts of a typical flower? We will see a typical flower has four main parts or four main whorls that are known as calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. The outermost whorl of the flower has a green leafy structure that are known as sepals. The sepals are collectively known as calyx, and these calyx are green and leafy structure. The second whorl is comprised of petals, usually bright colored, and togetherly they called corolla, and corolla attracts the pollinator. The third whorl contains the main reproductive structure and is known as androecium. Androecium is known as the main reproductive structure in a plant. The fourth whorl contains the female reproductive structure and is known as the gynoecium. The individual part of that gynoecium is known as carpel, or it is called as pistil, and this carpel is consists of three parts, that is stigma, style and ovary. Stigma is the uppermost part of the gynoecium, style is this slender stalk, and basal or elongated structure is known as ovary. Next. So if all these four whorls, that is calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium, are present in a flower, that flower is known as complete flower. If any one of these floral whorls is missing, that flower is known as incomplete flower. When flowers contain both the sexes, that is male sex and female sex, that is androecium and gynoecium, that flower is known as perfect flower, or it is known as hermaphrodite, or it is known as bisexual. Sometimes it is known as androgynous. Andro for androecium and gyno for gynoecium. So these are the types, sexes of flower. So then when calyx and corolla are not distinguishable, then that whorl is known as perianth, and individual member of that perianth is known as tepal. So when calyx, individual part is known as sepal. When come to corolla, individual part is known as petal, and when come to perianth, perianth is the undifferentiation of calyx and corolla, then that whorl is known as perianth, and the individual member of that perianth is known as tepal. See, these are the parts of flower. Look at this image. These green leafy structures are known as sepal. These collectively called calyx, and this colored red color petals are known as corolla. And coming to this gynoecium, it is consists of stigma, style and ovary. This comprises pistil. The stigma is the uppermost part, style is the stalk of the gynoecium, and basal swollen part is the ovary. Inside that ovary, ovules are present. After fertilization, that ovary will converted into fruit, and ovules in that ovary is get converted into seed. Next, male reproductive structure, that is anther and filament. This forms stamen. The head-like structure is known as anther, and thread-like structure is known as filament. This filament is attached to the thalamus. And the stalk of flower is known as pedicel. If the stalk is present in that flower, it is known as pedicellate flower. If that stalk is absent, then that flower is known as sessile flower. And small green leafy outgrowth is known as bracts. It is at the base of the flower. Next. The four floral whorls of a typical flower can be classified into two major groups, that is accessory whorls and essential whorls. So, what is accessory whorls? There are mainly two types of accessory whorls, that is calyx and corolla. Why these are known as accessory whorls? Because they do not directly take part into the reproduction, but indirectly they take part in reproduction. Why? Because it attracts pollinator, and pollinators is the agent required for pollination, and pollination is the initial step of reproduction. So somehow indirectly that calyx and corolla take part in reproduction, though they are accessory whorls. Next is essential whorls. Why it is known as essential whorls? Because the two inner whorls, that is androecium and gynoecium, directly takes part into the process of reproduction. That's why they are known as essential whorls. Then what are the different parts of the flower and what are their functions? Now see the diagram. This is the longitudinal section of flower. You can see these yellow colored, bright color are petals. These are corolla. These yellow colors are petals. These green colors are sepal. And at the center, you can see the structure. This is the gynoecium. This is the zoom section of this gynoecium. Here you can see the basal swollen structure. This is known as ovary, and inside this present of ovule. Next, this is the androecium. You can see the zoom structure of androecium. Here, this is the stalk of that androecium, that is filament, and this is the structure of anther. This anther is a bilobe structure, and this anther is connected with the stamen. Let's see the functions of parts of the flower. Sepals. What is the function of sepal? The function of sepal is to protect unopened flower. When flower is in bud condition, the protection of that flower is carried out by sepals. Then petals. Petals may be brightly colored to attract insects and pollinators. Then next to stamens. Stamen is the individual part of androecium, and it is a male reproductive part, and it consists of anther held at the top and filament. Filament is a thread-like structure. Anthers is the structure which produce male sex organs or male sex cells, that is pollen grains. The pollen grains are produced by anther. Then stigma. Stigma is the top of the female part of the flower which collects pollen grain. So stigma acts as a receiver for pollen grain. Then coming to the point, ovary. Ovary produces female sex cells, that is ovules. Then nectary. Nectary is a disc which produces nectar, which attracts insects. You might know many of the insects and pollinators visit flower because inside that flower nectar is present, and which can be edible to that insects and plants, pollinators. Sorry. So next is pedicel. So what is pedicel? Pedicel is the stalk of flower, and it holds individual flower in a proper place. Then thalamus. Thalamus is the receiver of ovary, you can say. It holds ovary in its proper position, and it is a modified stem which possesses distinct nodes and internodes. From that nodes, different parts of flower can arise, like calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. The thalamus is the place where ovary is reside or properly placed. Now,